Should squatters have rights? Not as in human rights, but squatting rights. It's been conflated a lot today, so I just wanted to make that clear.
I think we should abolish private property.
Really?
Yes.
You don't think anyone should be able to own property?
I think that as things exist, squatting should be allowed because people own property. Property shouldn't just sit empty, and if they are, they should be seized by people who need them. We should work towards a world where people can have housing that's not based on how much money you have or how much access to capital or resources. It should just be a basic resource. And so if squatting is a means to like obtain that necessary right, that like intrinsic dignified right, which is not a human right, but access to housing is. And squatting as something that's illegal, I think the legality of it should be usurped for the necessity of access to material resources like housing.
This whole thing of squatters' rights is founded upon white supremacy. White supremacy is founded in human supremacy. Human supremacy is the subjugation of nature as other, right? So we can dominate and do as we will, which contrasts to the indigenous perspective. But so that human supremacy, some people were like, not just any humans, but white humans. And that's white supremacy and where racism is from.
Okay.
I wanted you to hear that so that you know I'm not making it up. That in a world where people have to worry about all their possessions because they spend their time, effort, and money getting those possessions, from a piece of paper to a fork to a dildo to a home, those belong to the person who buys them. Those are their property. And when you hear people talk about how squatters' rights is founded in white supremacy and how people shouldn't have private property, it makes me wonder, how do these individuals feel if certain situations were to happen to them? If they were to run into a scenario where, I don't know, they own a building that they want to rent out as like an Airbnb, because, you know, people like to travel and they don't want to stay in hotels, so they rent out an Airbnb, and somebody signs the paperwork to stay there for a short period of time, ends up staying longer than intended, and starts registering bills in another person's name. Do you want that happening to you? Mrs. Private Property shouldn't be a thing, or Mr. Squatters' rights founded in white supremacy? Because that's the shit they use to try to excuse it. I'm a squatter, I have this reason, I have that reason. There's no reason under the sun somebody should be taking bills that are not even registered to them and giving it and putting it on another person's name, thinking that that's smart. It's stupid, I believe maybe even illegal, and it should never be a thing. And thankfully, this woman got that fucking property back and sent that dumb bitch packing. But what if we were to play this scenario of white supremacy and we were to think to ourselves, you know what? These squatters, they're suffering from the evil clutches and pearls of the white man who just doesn't want to live in a society where it's a bunch of brown everywhere. What if somebody just breaks into a home and just decides to live there and starts to claim that it's his right, essentially saying, you snooze, you fucking lose?
The house has been on the market for several months. The woman who owns this says she was stunned when she found out someone was living here. She says it appears a guy decided to move in without telling anyone and without paying a dime.
There are other people that don't really care about private property.
Adriana Ward found that out when she discovered a stranger was living in her house. The home on Twin Brooks Court in Marietta is for sale. When a realtor tried to show it over the weekend, the lockbox was missing. Ward rushed over and noticed other problems.
I usually let the blinds open of the property. We see the 3 blinds fully shut down.
And the deadbolt had been changed. She called police, who knocked on the door. The man who answered said he lived there.
This is my house. I have squatter rights.
According to an arrest warrant, Timothy Pyron told police he moved into the home and was nesting. He said he was protected under Georgia's squatter rights and that he had possession of the home due to a peaceful, hostile takeover. Police took Pyron into custody. Then Ward got a chance to look inside.
Insane amount of smells to incense and marijuana. It was like so penetrating that our eyes were red. Insane amount of trash inside of the room. He also had pets. He had these gerbils.
Ward believes there needs to be stronger laws to protect homeowners who have unoccupied property. Pyron was not arrested for living in the house. His only charge was criminal damage, because when the deadbolt lock was changed, there was structural damage to the door.
I wish this don't happen to anyone else, because it is really traumatic.
Ward says she believes the man had been living here for 4 or 5 days. She has since added more cameras, both inside and outside the home, to keep a better eye on it.
Do you want that happening to you? No? Oh, well, damn, you must be supporting a little bit of white supremacy. My problem is that many people like talking very intellectually, very profound, very bombastic about how they want to view the world. All you gotta do, you don't have to retort with some great analytical data. It's bullshit, because they don't even have an analytical response. All you gotta ask them is very simple. Do you want that to happen to you? Can I break into your home right now and just kick my feet up, relax, and enjoy my time, being the clit finder that I am, finding clit everywhere? Or is it something to where it's not really something people want happening to them, because who the fuck wants to leave their home, come home to see the door's locked, to see the door? Because who the fuck wants to come home and see, because who the fuck wants to leave their home, go do activities throughout the day, and then come back home to find out that their property has been damaged on the inside and they can't get in and they can't even kick somebody out because we got bullshit squatters' rights that somehow protect the motherfucker from just staying in a home unannounced and unfucking attended? I'm really digging this art of leaving things in 2025, even though I know it won't, but it's just fun to say. I like saying, let's leave it in 2025. And I like the idea of getting together and all of us, while we're participating in that worldwide circle jerk, getting rid of the concept of just saying, I don't like this because white supremacy needs something stronger. Get rid of the pretentious attitude that people have to say, oh, this is happening to you, but it's your fault because you probably shouldn't even own private property to begin with. Get rid of these people who have it in their mind, not get rid of them as in kill them. I mean, get rid of their mindset. And the only way you can get rid of that mindset is through casual conversation and letting them know that if they don't have an actual plan, instead of just saying white supremacy or you shouldn't own private property, then we're really not going to get anywhere. You need to get it into your mind that if you choose to antagonize somebody who's going through something that you know you wouldn't want happening to you, you might want to try to find a different strategy, or you're going to look like the prick who doesn't know anything, especially when I'm sitting in nothing but my drawers in pink furry slippers in your apartment or in your home drinking all your fucking Swiss Miss. And with that, subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Mwah! I would be an amazing house guest.